they're maybe having a rough day, I can say, hey, I'm just trying to hold you accountable. These are your goals. These aren't my goals. These are your goals. So I just want to help make sure that they kind of have a map or a plan, a direction they're going, so we can kind of help them reach that destination.
Hey Tiger fans, this is Khalil Baker back with another episode of Inside C Sports. This time we are going to speak with Coach Murton, Coach Diemer for the men's wrestling program. Just talk about their program, things that have happened this season and things are coming up too.
Jacob Murton, head coach for men's wrestling. First attended Campbellsville in 2006, and then came on the coaching staff 2015-16. Been here since then. It's my first year as a head coach.
My name's Michael Diemer, and I'm the head assistant of the men's wrestling program. I came here in 2017 and graduated in 2021. I went back home and coached for a year at Heritage High School, and then got an opportunity to come back and coach at CU. So I started coaching there, and I think that was 2022 is when I started coaching here, and I've been here for about 3 years now. Was a 2020 All-American my senior year when I wrestled. Became an All-American and haven't looked back, so very blessed to be here and grateful for this opportunity.
So when I'm talking my style as a wrestler is a really kind of a high pace or the attack mentality. So I want to try to drain their energy. So I want to kind of stay on them, and I want to be aware of their body language. So when there's moments in that match when a guy looks like he might be frustrated or he might be hurt, or those are the times as a competitor that you want to, we should say, smell the blood as the shark, that's the time that we really want to try to separate, be as dominant as possible, because that match, if we can dominate someone, they'll remember us for the future. And in this sport, a lot of times we'll see those same competitors, whether it's in the same tournament or it's later in the season. So I want to instill in their mindset, that we want to go out there, attack these guys, and then that way that they'll remember us as later on. And then we can already defeat people before we even step on the mat. Also, in wrestling, just like any sports, MVP, in wrestling it would be the MOW, the most outstanding wrestler. So there's 10 national champions at the end of the year, and our goal is that hopefully we can have national champions, but we can have guys that are competing for that most outstanding wrestler, so the best of the best. So with that, it has to have that focus and that you have to eliminate the room for error. So with the mindset, that's where I'm coming from with the type of mindset, that attack mentality, and to hopefully separate from all our competitors.
For our preseason, really, with a lot of the new guys coming in, they really did a great job. For the preseason, we really tried to train and focus on being a better athlete. We did a lot of running, biking, and did some swimming in there, and did a little bit of just technique stuff, but just kind of focused on making the guys harden up their body and just preparing them for a long season, and just making them better athletes. If you can become a better athlete, then you'll be a good wrestler. So just strengthen their bodies and just getting them ready for a long season is kind of what we focused on in that 6 weeks of preseason right there.
We like to bring everybody in and talk to them individually. I'll give everyone a goal sheet. We'll also do a little bit of some mindset training. It's just kind of talking to them a little bit about things that they, when it comes to competition, how they might want to be handled. Some guys like, you to kind of be on them and they're around them the whole time and maybe giving them technical feedback. And some guys, when it comes to competition, they may not, maybe less is more to them. So trying to understand them individually so we can help coach them individually. And they all have different feelings. Some guys, have came in, been talented, been wrestling forever, so their goals may be a little higher than some of the guys that maybe started late, a little later in their career, but we see potential in all of them. So we want to treat it, it's an individual sport as much as a team sport. When it comes to duels, it's an individual sport, so we want to kind of coach them individually. So I think making those connections and building those relationships, guys, with the wrestlers really helps us do that. So we like to start with goal sheets. It's kind of their academic goals, their athletic goals, their team goals, their life, career goals, and then we like to go over that with them a few times a year just to make sure we're still in the right direction, we're still on track, and then that way, if they're maybe having a rough day, I can say, hey, I'm just trying to hold you accountable. These are your goals. These aren't my goals. These are your goals. So I just want to help make sure that they kind of have a map or a plan, a direction they're going, so we can kind of help them reach that destination. 2 words that have been real important to us this year is attitude and effort. So if they can, that's the things that they can control. So if they can come in and keep a good attitude, you know, it just makes for a better environment around them. The guys, just a good atmosphere. The guys, if everyone's got positive attitudes, everyone's, you know, going to be in a lot better moods, ready to work, and just we're going to get more out of them. So effort. So that's the other thing is, just like if we're running, you know, I tell our heavyweights, I understand you're maybe not the fastest, you're not a track athlete, but you can give us your best effort. You may not be the fastest, but you can give us your best effort. So if we bring our best attitude and our best effort, give God all the glory, then we're not going to have any problems.
For us to win the regular season Mid-South Conference Championship was awesome. Not only for me, but for the guys. I mean, the guys worked their tail off. They really worked hard in the room day in and day out. And it was just a great experience. The excitement, the energy, everything that came with it. We've got great leaders on the team that have really picked up this team and made it their own. So it was just a great feeling to have that, and just satisfactory as a coach, you know, coming in, being the first time in school history, and also just kind of being the first time as me as the head assistant. It was a really awesome experience.
So we just finished up with the Mid-South Conference. That went well. We went in as a 2 seed as a team. We finished up second as runners-up, so did great there. We went in with expected 7 guys with rankings, which would be qualifying spots for the national tournament, and we were able to finish up with 9 of those spots. So we overachieved on that part of it. We had some freshmen, Brian Bean, he was able to knock off a returning All-American. We had a freshman, Wyatt Hinton, who was able to find his way into the qualifier spot as well. We had several older guys punch their tickets too, whether they won the conference tournament or placed in the top 4. So we had a great showing at the conference tournament, but these guys are just one step closer to their ultimate goal, which is the national tournament. So the national tournament's gonna be coming up March 6th, 7th, and 8th. We'll be wrestling in Wichita, Kansas. And so we're taking a good group of guys out there. They're gonna announce the wild cards. So there's 3 at-large bids at each weight class. So there's 10 weight classes, and nationally they're gonna pick the top 3 guys that didn't qualify, and they'll receive what's called a wild card. So we have a couple guys in that pool as well that may receive those wild cards.
I'd say the biggest thing that, you know, of course, recruiting, if you're winning a lot, of course that we want you, but I'd say another big thing that we really look in at recruiting is your personality and kind of how you act when you lose a match. You know, I love watching recruits and how they're winning all their matches, but I want to see that match when you're losing. I want to see how you respond if you're holding your ankle, you're holding your shoulder, if you're marching back to the center and you're ready to fight and ready to keep wrestling and just ready to go after it again and again. You know, you can knock me down 100 times, but if I'm just getting right back up and back in your face and wrestling hard, I'd say that's a big part of it, because I can work with that. If you're learning how to fight and you're out there wrestling hard and having fun, then I would rather have that any day of the week than have a guy that doesn't really like wrestling or love wrestling.
When it comes to recruiting, each year is kind of a little bit different. A lot of times we have weight classes, so it's real important that we fill those holes at areas that maybe we have guys graduating, or maybe we haven't been having the performance that we need. So we'll look to try to fill those spots. But generally with recruiting, we want to find the right guys, because it's not all about just finding the best wrestler, because they might not fit what we're trying to do here in our culture. So we want it to be a good fit for both of us, for us and them. So we like to be honest with guys. If you know, when it's recruiting, if we're looking at social media, we can kind of find out a little bit about a guy pretty quick, talking to their coaches, have them out to the room to practice. We can kind of check, you know, I like to read body language a lot, and just good, like I said, good attitude and effort. So those are the things I'm looking at first. If we're watching guys competing at a tournament, obviously the way they carry themselves, performance means a little bit, get to talk to the family. But the kind of guys we want, it's just our identity here, we want hard workers. We want, you know, they might not be the most talented, but as long as we can count on them. We want recruits we can count on. We don't want to have them for 1 year and then they're gone. We want them to finish what they started. So we want guys that fit our culture and that are gonna be hard workers, and if they can do that, they're gonna continue to get better. And so we're gonna try to surround them with great wrestlers and great people as coaches and mentors across campus. So if we can get the right people, I feel like they'll continue to grow as a wrestler while they're here.
I really want to give a shout out to Coach Mack and Coach Murton, just helping me be the person I am today, and helping me develop as a professional in this field, and just overall helping me create the image that I want to be. All the people that have supported me along the way, I really appreciate everybody. I can't name off everybody, but just all my support back home and my family. Just so grateful to be here at this opportunity, and just grateful to be around a great community here at Campbellsville. And we say it all the time, there's something special in this town and this program, and you got 3 alumni coaches that love this place and want this place to grow. So I'd say that's huge for this program, and just for the goals and for the destination we want to be in the next couple of years. We're right on track, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it.
I think something special about Campbellsville is, our coaching staff is all alumni from this program, so we have a lot of pride that we bring with that. But also, we want to see these guys achieve more than we have as coaches. I'm really grateful this year. We've been able to kind of build some more relationships. We've had a handful of alumni come in and pour into the guys, whether they come in and want to roll around with the guys, or they want to have a chance just maybe in the evening to kind of talk with the guys about some of their experiences while being here, and or as a competitor, as an athlete themselves, and maybe things they wish they would have done differently. So just having guys that have been down the road share kind of some of their same insights, and it just kind of goes parallel with our story. So just kind of the guys really just hearing from another voice, it reassures them, that they're in the right place at the right time.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Inside CU Sports. Hope you enjoyed. Please stay tuned for more.